Welcome to Module 10, Lesson 5. In this lesson, our I can statement is, I can follow a given rule to write numbers in a pattern and identify other features of the pattern that are not stated in the rule. So we're going to be looking at rules and patterns for this lesson. Right, number 1. Miguel and his family take their dog to the park every 3 days. The calendar shows the first day they went this month. What will be the last day of the month that they go to the park? We need to mark all the days on the calendar that Miguel's family will take their dog to the park. We know they're going every 3 days, and they start on the 2nd. So we need to go 3 days after the 2nd, which would be the 5th. 3 days after the 5th is the 8th, then the 11th. Go ahead and pause the video and finish crossing off the days his family will go to the park. Press play when you're ready to check your work. All right, so now let's go ahead and fill in question B. It asks us to write the dates in an ordered list. So in order from least to greatest, go ahead and write the dates that you crossed off. And what is the last number in this list? The 29th. Therefore, the last day Miguel's family will take their dog to the park this month is the 29th. All right, if we did not have a calendar to mark, how could we have used the first day and a pattern rule to solve the problem? Let's check our vocabulary. The numbers marked in the calendar form a pattern. A pattern is an ordered set of numbers or objects. Each number or object in the pattern is called a term. The rule tells how to get to the next term in the pattern. So, we have our first number given to us. If we didn't have a calendar and we knew that they went on the 2nd, we know the rule of this pattern is they go every 3 days. So we could increase by 3 every time. That would give us the 5th. 3 more days would give us the 8th. 3 more would give us the 11th. So if we knew this pattern rule and the day it started, right, that first term, then we could find the last day of the month that they take their dog to the park. All right, so let's look at number 2. The rule for a pattern is add 5. The first term in the pattern is 7. Write the first 8 terms of the pattern, then describe other features of the pattern. Okay, so we start with 7, plus 5 is 12. Plus 5 is 17. Go ahead and finish filling in the pattern. Pause the video if you need any more time. Letter B is asking us to look at more in this pattern. How could we describe it using odd and even? What's happening to these numbers? They are alternating between odd and even. So the numbers alternate or go back and forth between odd and even. So if we know that the first term is odd, the second term is even, the third term is odd, fourth even, fifth odd, sixth even, seventh odd, 8 even. What would the 10th term be? Well, we know the 9th would be an odd number, so the 10th term would have to be an even number. Now there's another pattern happening here? What's happening with the digits in the ones place? 7, 2, 7, 2, 7, 2. The digits in the ones place are either 7 or 2. And just like odd and even, they alternate. So the digits in the one place alternate between 7 and 2. So if we were to look at my question about the 10th term, we know the 10th term is even, so it must have a 2 in the ones place. All right, go ahead and complete the check understanding. Press pause and press play to check your work. All right, let's check our work. Our rule for our first one is to add 6. The first term we started at was 10, so we added 6 every time. So your last term should have been 52. Another pattern you might have seen was that all of these numbers were even. We started with an even first term and we added an even number in our rule. Alright, so now let's look at the second one. The rule is to subtract 4 and the first term was 55. So we subtracted 4 each time and you should have had your last term as 27. A rule here, or a pattern here, was that all the terms were odd. Even though we subtracted an even number from our odd first term, all of the terms were odd.